Hi class, Steve Katie here, and I'm going to walk you through more details on just completing your first discussion board post. You have the video here that you're watching. In addition, you also have a link here for instructions and guidance on how to, which gets into more details. When you click on that, I'd encourage you to kind of right click and open a new tab, and then you can take a look. And here is what will open up for you. And as you look in, you can see how I talk about length of response, guidance for writing. These are three main criteria: complete, professional, and thoughtful. The fourth criteria is on your discussion you have. Remember, it's a two-step process. First step is you complete your post and submit it by the due date. And then you have the close date of the discussion. And between the due date and close date, you need to have group discussion. And so that's the fourth criteria that I grade you on in terms of that group discussion. So you got complete, professional, thoughtful, and discussion when you look at the grading rubric. And then what you find is you'll see also that you have, you get graded on here, you get graded on clearly correct, partially correct, and so forth. And then there's a few other things here for you to take a look at. So that gives you some detail there in terms of length and whatnot. Now when you come into the questions, you'll see that there's a series of 7 or 8 questions per discussion board. These are mini papers, small papers, and they cover the entire module set. And every discussion board, you have 4 of them, begins with a behavioral interview. And part of the intention here is for you to build a strong skill set for answering behavioral interviews. As I've mentioned, these are the most used techniques now in interviews. And when you want to interview for a great company, for your dream job in an ideal company, you're going to find they're going to ask you these questions. And I can't tell you how many students have told me during the semester that they've had an interview and this came up and they had a behavioral interview question and they were ready. One, the questions that you're getting are the most common questions, and 2, you're getting tips and other information and practice in not only creating yours, but you're going to see other students and you'll all be reacting to each other. So you're going to build a strong skill set around doing this. This will give you a competitive advantage in going after that dream job. And so you got here, click here to learn more. Here is a nice link on behavioral interviews, particularly with regard to this first question. Then you come into the situation, the task, action, and results. These are the 4 sections. My expectation is that you'll answer the questions with subheaders and that you will address each of those. And then you have some more here on how to answer behavioral interview questions. So that's a beginning question. Now you come down to the next question, which is your dream job and an ideal organization. We've been talking about that. So I'd like to know, what is your dream job? Describe that dream job. What's the job title? Describe the job description. Give some description of that position. Then also look at the ideal organization. Where would you love to work? And you only have no in your pocket. So don't start off with things that you think you can't get. Go ahead and say, if I could have any job in any organization upon graduation that's realistic for that next step for you. It can be a stretch, but still realistic. Describe that job and that great place you'd love to work. Now, I'd like you to take that place that you like to work and compare it to the organizations in the Employee Choice Awards here at that link here at Glassdoor. And what you will find when you go to that page, you can learn all about the awards. You need to go in and super sleuth around to look at and you'll see there's criteria for how they created the awards and how they selected these award winners. You want to find 3 criteria that you believe are characteristics of these Employee Choice Award winners. Use those 3 criteria and compare them to your ideal organization. How well does your ideal organization compare to the winners of the Employee Choice Awards? And I want you to make sure you discuss that. Now you move into a year in review, and this is a pause to reflect back and really consider your performance in school and your career and share these things and what you've accomplished and how you accomplished them. And these are things that have been frustrating. I find this is a very rich conversation amongst the students as they all share and you look at and support each other around taking the best things from the previous year and building on them and really having a great year that you have ahead of you. So your reactions to the course thus far. What are your reactions? And what questions do you have? And what is your answer to the question? So don't just give the question. Go ahead and give the question and give what you think the answer might be. and if you know the answer, give the answer as well. But typically these are questions that you have an idea of, and just kind of give what you think the answer is. Then you move to the discussion request. What I'd like you to do is you're going to be in a group, and the intention is to build your skill for being a great online conversationalist. And this is a great opportunity for you because where we are moving in this global economy and all of these different projects you're going to be on with people that are all in different places, time zones and cultures and so forth, you're going to have to use what are called asynchronous tools and synchronous tools online to work in your group and your team. And I think the ability to be a great conversationalist in that environment is going to help set you apart. So you want to have a great conversation with your group and use this as an opportunity to take your deep learning deeper. And the other thing is you want to be in a group where you're contributing and you're helping others and you're reflecting or sharing knowledge or encouraging or whatever it might be. And you also want to get some nuggets and some helpful things that will help you go after that dream job in your ideal organization using the content from the class. So this group discussion, treat it as if it's a very important use of your time to be of help and to be supported in doing what you love. Next is exam question. Look at the content for STA. That's the course overview, the material in this discussion board that has to do with behavioral interviews and informational interviews and so forth. And pick your most important topic and create an exam question that would be on that. What's a good question that would test, and I want you to that would test a person's knowledge of how the class operates and the key concepts that we're discussing related to this opening material. Then you move to your question number 7, and this is a leadership informational interview. This is another opportunity for you to advance your skill set and open up doors of opportunity. This class is going to create opportunities. For those that take it seriously, I can guarantee you we will have great stories of people that have had an amazing door open for them. I've had students get internships and job opportunities in some of the most surprising places to them. And it was simply by saying, where would you love to work? And what would be your dream job? And where would that organization be? Where would you like to? Now go interview somebody in that company. Tell them you're interviewing leaders in organizations, their organizations an organization you admire. Would they be open to you interviewing them? And you go do this informational interview. And what you'll find is by the end of it, if you follow the protocol for doing good informational interviews, they will be super impressed with you. They will want to know how to help you. They will be glad to share their knowledge with you. It's all about passing it forward. And you'll be surprised if you just reach out to these people. And it might be someone that you know. It might be someone you don't know. It could be someone that you admire, that you've read about. And you send an email or you call their office. You talk to the administrative assistant. You say to the person, I'm a student. I really admire this person. And I'd like to know if they have 30 minutes of time to share with me their success, their journey to success in their life. And it might help me as I go back and I'll share my learnings from them with other students that may help others. And most people are like, yes, I want to pay it forward. Somebody helped me. And I want to help someone who's taking the initiative, who cares and interested in learning from what I have to share. Everybody has a story, and every person wants to be heard, no matter how accomplished they are. So using this class as an opportunity to network with 2 people, you're going to do 2 people this semester, is key, is going to open a door for you. And I can't wait to hear who has this amazing outcome from the interview process. So now you move to what you're going to do in this, because we're breaking it up. You're going to have 2 people to interview, and you're going to interview each person, 1 person for discussion board number 3 and 1 person for discussion board number 4. So in discussion board number 1, right here, STA, you're getting ready. Discussion board number 2, you're getting even more ready and prepared. And that's for the next set of next module set discussion board. Then the next one after that, the 3rd one, you're going to actually report on you're going to have your interview and report out on your interview. And then for the last discussion board, you're going to have the interview and report out on it. And remember, while this takes time, every second you're spending on each of these questions here, every second is helping you advance your opportunities to go after that dream job in an ideal organization, and then build those personal influence skills that will help you be successful. So every second you're spending on this class, I have worked very hard to make sure that it's going to support and serve you well. So you go through 7.1. Here's where you review 3 links on what are informational interviews, and you describe your 5 takeaways and what's one thing you don't agree with in them. Then 7.2 is describe how the interviews can help you better prepare to go after that dream job in your ideal organization. What do you want to gain from these interviews? And then third here, 7.3, and again, outline when you give your responses, have a nice structured format for reporting out and submitting your post. It needs to be nicely laid out and structured. Have 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, and have your response. 7.3 is what are the qualities you use to select the 2 people you're going to interview. So you might think about, who do I get? What are the criteria by which I'll pick the 2 people I'm going to interview? Last thing is, you may not get access to the most ideal person, so you'll need to have backup people, and you'll need to have a backup to the backup. And so you're going to have to do somebody, and as long as they're a leader in a position of authority, that's all that matters. And so in an ideal world, you'll get that dream job in an ideal organization, get a person who's in that organization to interview. And the worst case scenario, you'll find someone that you know, that you have known, maybe a family member who's in a leadership position. The thing is, go after your dream. This is about you. Go after the best. Take it as seriously as you're taking your professional career in your life. Now, after you've finished submitting your post, you're going to come back and you're going to first, the day after the due date, come back. You're going to have all your team is posted, your group is posted. You're going to find 5 people in your group, and you're going to read all of them, but you're going to pick 5 to respond to. You're going to reflect on them, provide them some advice, ask them a question, just reflect on what they posted and kind of comment with them and so forth. So create a thoughtful response, reflective response to 5 posts. Then I want you to have a conversation with 1 or 2 people in your group where you're going back and forth, answering a question, then you're posing a question, and then you're coming back and forth and having a thoughtful, interactive conversation with 1, 2, or 3 people. At a minimum, you need to have 10 really good posts that show that you're engaged, thoughtful, contributing, interacting, and so forth. Now, here's a best practice video from a previous semester that will help you see kind of about the format and how to lay it out. The questions are a bit different, but they're close. And then as you scroll down, I'm giving you an outline. I want to see a well laid out post. I don't want formatting to be all over the place, bullets. Things need to be appropriately indented, bolded, structured. You know what a good one looks. And if you look at the best practice videos that I provided in the modules that you have 3 of them there. You look at this one here. You'll have an idea of what really nicely laid out, well written, and formatted and presented information looks like, and what I'm looking for. Last but not least, the introduction and conclusion. This is key. So it's important that you're listening to this video, because the key here is that you provide an introduction that is unique to your own style and that invites your group, the people in your group, when they read it, they go, I want to read her answers. I want to read what he wrote about. Man, this introduction invites me in. It shows your own personal style. It's creative, and it does a great job of making a compelling case for why should I read your post. And then you answer the questions, and then you have a conclusion. A conclusion isn't that you tell them what you told them. A conclusion is really a moral to the story, a stepping back and saying, what did you get as you look at all the questions? How are you different from the experience? At a higher level of abstraction, you're actually stepping back and talking about overall, what's the theme that connects all the questions for you? What is it that you take away from answering all of these questions together? How are you different? And other types of reflections as you conclude on your experience with this module set. So, you've got your overview here. You've got a variety of links to help you. You've got best practice videos. You've got this introductory video. And step 1, create a mini paper. submit it to your group before the due date. The day after the due date, you come back and you have group discussion by the close date of this module set. And everything is outlined on the calendar and in the syllabus. So I look forward to a great post, and I will be talking with you soon. Bye for now.